Hello.
Hello.
You caught me on my phone.
Hello
Bad.
from Burbank. Hello from Tokyo. And hello from Florida.
Yes.
3 time zones.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Wow.
coming
That's
on
great.
here to talk with us, Madusa. Welcome.
Oh, thank you. I haven't met you before, Justin, and Jeremy. He's in the back, and Fumi. So is this your guys' podcast? All of you? Do you work together then?
Fumi and I
Justin
do
and
it,
I do it every week. Yeah.
and we
Just
often
voice.
talk about we talk about famous wrestlers and their careers or whatever's going on in the news.
Yeah, and we're more of a radio guys, and when we have Madusa on the show, it had to be a video version. How's that?
Of course.
Yeah, so we're
You
doing
never
a
know.
little. Well, because it's just it's ways not to have your video. When you come in, I mean, special guests. Okay,
Yes.
real special guest.
This is a rare occasion, so thank you for gracing us with your presence for
Yeah,
the
'cause-
Oh,
special
boy.
video
I
interview.
mean, regular weeks,
Woohoo.
people don't want to see our faces.
Oh, I don't know.
we're-
Look at you
so
two
we're
dudes.
just
Woo.
We got faces
talk
for
about just-
radio,
yeah, so,
you know?
yeah, like radio people, right? But anyhow,
Radio face.
we talk about your book today.
That's right.
The Woman Who Will Be King. We talk about the book, and also, the rising, popularity of Japanese women's wrestling, Joshi Pro Wrestling in America and English-speaking world. And from your personal experience, and actually, you're the only one the first woman who actually moved to Japan and put it in a situation with 40 other wrestlers on the All Japan Women's bus. Nobody spoke English, and just you had 300 matches a year, and you stayed there for 3 years. And they sent you to Japanese language school, and the whole bit. You know what I'm saying? And also the understanding of that, almost like 2 different entity: Japanese women's wrestling and women's wrestling in America within men's company's women's division. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, that's what's happening now.
Yeah.
Basically. So that is quite different from when I was in Japan. So we'll start there, Fumi, if you don't mind. Is that cool?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. So I was really green in the business, and I was actually working for AWA, Vern Gagne's organization out of Minnesota. I think it was over in the Golden Valley area. And Vern was very good. He was very good to us girls. I mean, he gave us a lot of TV time. In fact, my first paycheck, I mean, I was so broke. I was living out of my car by this time. And my first paycheck, like from the Cow Palace Wrestling Sherry Martel, was $800. I nearly lost it. I mean, even back then, $800. $800 is a lot right now, but
yeah, it was that's a good one.
that is really good. And Vern was good. He was
I
so
thought
good
I was
to
going to
us.
say 300, 350. No,
If
800.
that, right? That's
Yeah,
probably
if
not
that.
even that usually.
Yeah.
But so $800 at the Cow Palace, and
one match.
10 minutes with Sherry. And I took that money and I bought graveyard markers for the Micelli family, because every time I visited my aunt and grandmother and grandfather, I never knew where they were at, and I was just walking all over them. So that was the money. That's what I did with that first paycheck. So there, I believe Chigusa was on a tour.
Tour.
She was on like an American tour, and she was making her footing and trying to find and do women's wrestling and trying to find American women to wrestle, and
more
perhaps
international opponent.
yes, and she was looking for an international opponent, and perhaps one that she kind of gelled with, or she kind of liked, and that she thought maybe would be great over in Japan. Well, somehow, some way, she chose this green girl, and I really believe
that happened in Las Vegas that you met.
Yes, it was in Las Vegas at the Showboat.
We're talking
Correct.
about Justin Chigusa Nagayo, one half of famous Crash Girls.
The
And
Crush
this was
Girls.
right after
1987.
88-ish, yeah.
87, 88. Yeah.
Yeah. You already had like a 2-year run with the AWA, territory and as a champion.
Yes. And so I think there's a big backstory to that, because when I got into wrestling, I was going into nursing, and was transitioning from, mending bones to breaking them. I did a lot of due diligence, and all I had to really do is try to find VHS tapes of women in Japan, because I knew I heard all the boys talking that if you wanted to be taken legitimate, if you want to become something, if you even can get your foot in the door in Japan, that would be the best thing in your career. And as soon as I heard that, I'm like, all right, I need to check it out. So I got some VHS tapes. There wasn't much, to watch from too many Americans before, but I believe the Leilani's were over there, intermittently.
Judy.
And Judy and so forth and whatever. So I got to watch some other women and I thought, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to go. Not even knowing that I was going to get a job with Vern, not even knowing I was going to run into Chigusa. So fast forward to that, watching those videotapes, I remember seeing one of the Japanese girls go to the top corner turnbuckle and she did a body splash onto the concrete. And I'm like, that's sick. That's crazy. That's stupid. Oh my God. So I don't know what I was thinking. I never did it before. When I was wrestling Chigusa, I climbed up the corner turnbuckle and she was on the outside. She knew what I was going to do. I didn't know what I was going to do. And I thought I would try a cross body. Basically, I tell myself that that's what sold. That's what sold him.
Really?
Said, that's what I tell myself. But
Yeah.
that's probably why they invited me over, because I was some crazy bitch. Like, look at this American. She actually did it. No
when
other.
you first met Chigusa, she had this ninja costume. And
She had a ninja costume on,
Yeah,
and it was very intimidating, but she was
Sure.
so soft-spoken. She was so kind. She was amazing. And when I went back to speak to the brothers, the Matsunaga brothers were there,
Yeah.
and Ogawa, or
no.
one of them was, and Ogawa was. And I remember his eyes always get big like this, and he goes like this with his glasses and stuff. And he's
Rossi.
like, yeah, Rossi Ogawa. Ogawa-san. Did I say Ogawa-san? That's so weird. Anyway, so
That's
and I'm so used to it. So he's like, you okay? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, you come to Japan? And I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. And so we did intermittent tours a couple times, and then finally,
Yeah, that was
They spoke-
the first one was January of 1989.
God, how do you remember this crap?
I'm pretty good at that.
1980, no, actually 88, 89.
No,
88,
it was
89.
It was January of 89. You had the first long tour. The second
Oh, yeah.
second tour that they already wanted to sign you. And then it's like, when I heard, I thought you were just doing tours, like back and forth.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Rossi said, no, she's moving here. She's moving here. I mean, to live. Yeah, to live. And now all of a sudden she's got an apartment right
Right by
a
the-
block from the office.
Yeah.
Yeah, office. Yeah, that apartment doesn't exist anymore. But
Oh, it don't?
anyhow.
I was wondering that.
no, that's gone.
Is
That's
it
gone.
really?
And the All Japan building was two buildings, and
With
one
the
in
restaurant?
Dojo, one with the bus, restaurant, office, the dormitory up there.
Yeah.
The entire place is gone.
It is?
Yeah, Azubu like in 2005. Yeah, it's a big
Wow.
parking lot now. There's a
Oh.
payphone, the phone booth, if you remember. You know,
Oh.
like the phone booth right in front of the office. That still exists.
That's
That
still
was-
there?
That's still there.
I got to go. When I come to Japan,
Yeah,
I
well,
gotta
I'm
go to
driving
that
over there,
phone
but,
booth.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm gonna
it's
go
the
to
whole
that.
neighborhood. Yeah. But anyhow, they brought you in.
yeah, they brought me in.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I didn't know what to expect, but I knew that I could adjust to any situation.
Part of the reason was that Crash Girls, Chigusa Nagayo and Lioness Asuka individually was slowly retiring. And
Yes.
Rossi had this plan to bring you in and do what they did with Crash Girls, that singing in the ring, and they're doing the albums, that the photo
Photo
books,
shoot,
and the
yeah.
photo books,
Photo
the
books.
videos, the TV documentary, the whole 9 years.
Yeah, and
one by
so
one, it happened. Remember?
they did. And I was so taken back by that. I wasn't used to all of that, right? And that's what they did over in Japan. They marketed the hell out of you. Like it was everything. It just kept coming and coming and coming. I mean, I can't sing worth crap, but it was part of the marketing thing is do.
Yeah.
And it was
Photo
so much
books,
that
yeah.
photo books, and I was shy about it, but it was just kind of a little risque, but it worked. But it was pretty amazing because I had more of a culture shock when I went back to the States than I did come over to Japan. I
Really?
did because, yes, I don't know if I ever told you that. When I moved to Japan, I was ready because I didn't have anything to lose in the States. I didn't have a father, I didn't have brothers or sisters. I was, and my mother was estranged, it's just, I was like, I could adapt to anything. And I did. I was just, do. Yeah, okay. And I was there. I was a hard worker. I worked hard. I wanted to train hard. And I did my best. And I wanted more and more and more. And my heart will always be there. However, but when my tour was done in Japan, I am not kidding. I had a really hard time adjusting back to the States. And I call it the Japanese experience because back then I would fly Northwest Airlines, which are no more in existence. It's
Right,
Delta bought
now.
them.
Yeah.
And I remember I was flying over to Japan in one of the first tours, right? And I call it the Japanese experience. And in the middle row, there's like those six seats. And I remember I was on an aisle seat, and the Japanese lady was like 2 seats over. And she sat there, and there was like a guy on the aisle on the other, and she was in the middle. So there was plenty of seats for her to actually, if she wanted to lay down. But my idea is I wanted to lay down too. And I mean, hey, share with me, right? So she was positioning herself. She put her stuff up on the second seat next to me, and then she slowly pushed it to the other seat next to me so I couldn't. And she slowly was stretching out and lay down. And I'm like, well, this woman knows what she wants. She didn't ask me if I wanted to split half with her or nothing. And I knew that. I said, if this is what it's like over in Japan, well, I better start, fighting for myself, right? Because
Really?
she did. She fighted for herself, and that's what she wanted. Damn it, she got it. So that was my first learning of Japan. Like, I mean, she wasn't mean, but she made sure that she was letting me know she was laying down. The second was, standing in line.
Non-verbal communication you're talking about.
Yeah. What'd you say?
Non-verbal communication?
Yeah, nonverbal body, communication. And she was letting me know. And I thought I just kind of chuckled, and I went, "Ooh, well, there you go. You learn your lesson. You better move quick there, Madusa." So, and then the second time was standing in line in McDonald's. And the Japanese are amazing people. They're very clean, and they're very studious. They're not, loud or obnoxious. And I remember, orderly, very. And so, I mean, they're just kind, and they're just, they're very kind. And so I was standing in line at McDonald's, and I remember, hear me, American, loud, blah, blah, making all this noise, and I'm trying to look for stuff, and I pull out my money, and the coins go flying everywhere, and things are rolling down, and nobody jumped out of line. No one said, hey, picked up. Nobody helped me pick it up. They just all looked straight. They didn't even pay attention. No one even looked. And I'm like, I just thought that was the oddest thing. Like they wouldn't pay you no mind, right? And it wasn't being mean. It was just their culture. And I was like, wow, this is incredible, right? It's like they don't get into your business. They pay, they mind their own business. And so I thought that was so amazing. And then going back to the States, guys, I got on that plane for the first time about a year or whatever. And I was going back, and I was listening to all these Americans, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how rude, loud, boisterous, demanding. I mean, and just nasty. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I learned so much in Japan. And I think it really helped. It grew me in some part as a young adult into this person that I am today. And my heart will always be there. So yeah, I'm sorry, I just went into that, man.
Let's talk about getting on the tour, and then that's the working, like basically the life started like that. You have matches. I mean, every night, 300 nights a year. Get on the bus, go to the next town, have a match. And being put in 6 women tag team situation with 5 other Japanese girls. Basically, they go over a spot. You're the only one not understanding fully.
Nothing. There's like nothing. And there was some chopped English a little bit. They tried, and I tried.
Single match is one thing, but those complicated tag team match.
And me trying to follow that and listen to all of this, what I did to help myself is it really helped a lot to stand on the outside and watch for a little bit. You know what I mean? And then after a while, you learn a few words. You learn their moves. You kind of learn who's, each individual's type of style.
Certain moves,
yeah. And so that really, let me tell you, I was a sponge over there, and you had to learn quick. Although I got my ass beat at least for a year until I finally realized, oh, hey, I better fight back. I better do my thing.
Aja Kong, the Bona Kano, the Manami Tota, the Kyoko Inoue, the whole everybody in there in that good package. Oh, Akira Hokuto, of course.
And
Yeah,
Hokuto, yeah, Hokuto,
yeah.
and Akira Hokuto. How's she doing?
She's like a star.
She's
She's
like
on TV
super
every night.
famous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
super famous.
Is she
Like a
real? What's she doing?
she's like a
Just TV
TV
personality. Be on the
yeah,
paneler,
talk
or the
shows.
quiz show, or
No
traveling show,
way.
the cooking show.
I
She's
saw her
every
commercials for
night,
the
every night.
laundry detergent, and yeah, she's got the big
God,
smile on her face. She's everywhere. She's
You're
very popular.
kidding
Yeah.
me.
Without that makeup, I mean, her playing her. You know
Just
what I'm saying?
her.
Yeah, because she's like a former wrestler, married
Yeah.
to Kensuke Sasaki, the wrestler couple,
Yes.
and raised two sons. They're all
Yep.
grown up, and it's just like she's like a model citizen mom, former wrestler, and
Oh
real
my
witty. Yeah,
Very
God.
good
She's on
speaker.
quiz show.
Very clever.
She's so quick,
Really?
witty and humorous, and I mean, like she's so quick, like a
You know what? That would be a great idea. When I come to Japan, it would be great to
meet
like
Akira
connect
Hokuto.
with her, get on a show with her, and just can you imagine? I mean, we haven't seen each other since, the
Yeah,
wrestling
yeah.
days. That would
Yeah,
be
so,
a
yeah,
great connect.
she's like super famous, and,
I'll have to look it up. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah,
Well, the last
Akira
time I
Hokuto.
heard is that
Yeah.
she had cancer, but she overcame that and
Right.
she's evidently doing well.
Yeah, breast cancer, right? But
Uh-huh.
she had TV station document every single step of the way of her going to hospital and have surgery and regroup and going back to normal life. They tape it all.
Really, kind of
so,
like a
yeah.
reality show.
Yeah, and like the whole year of it, now she's good, and just she let her videotape
Oh,
everything. But
that's so
that's
good.
because people wanted to know. But
Yeah,
anyhow, those girls, those stars, All Japan Women's Star were at their prime when you were there.
yeah, those girls were, girls were just hitting their prime and they were, you couldn't touch them. I was just in awe with them. I was like a new face basically. And I shouldn't have even been there because I was a quarter of good there. But
you kept up with it.
I did after a while. I'm not kidding. I got my ass handed to me so many times, but I did not quit. I would not quit. I would not quit.
You earned so much respect after the kickboxing fight shoot against Aja Kong.
Oh, Aja, let me tell you, that thing freaking woke us both up. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're both like, what the hell? Hey man, I'm sorry. Boom.
Brothers wrestling office is so crazy. They had two professional wrestlers go at it. Isn't that crazy or what? Not at work. It became program. It became program after, but initially you two fight. It's like, huh?
They let us go. Yeah. And that was the first UFC before there was UFC, But I'm talking about it was pretty brutal. It was badass. And then we had that great street fight.
Right. They became
Asuka.
program.
Yeah, that was so amazing. I still have those jeans and that t-shirt.
Yeah, okay.
I do. Yeah, I'm keeping those.
Good.
Those are iconic. And then I had that great match with Linus Asuka. It was like 59 minutes and 59 seconds. That was incredible. I'll never forget that. Of course, Chigusa just at the beginning of bringing me over there and having
that was a good start. Real good start.
It was an amazing start. If it wasn't for her, it wouldn't have kicked my career really. For her to do that was pretty amazing. She was so patient. She was so patient with me. Yes. And then, and then of course there's the Japan life, we had little time to ourselves. And when we did, I would just go off by myself. I'd just get a cab and go down to Roppongi, or else I'd go down to Shinjuku, or I'd go down to wherever and just do my thing. I'd just be walking around by myself like, hey, and Shibuya. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I just reminisce every time I go through a lot of my plastic containers. I'll see some Japanese stuff. In fact, that jacket you gave me, you had it all embroidered, brother. I just had it cleaned and I was going to wear it the other day. And I was thinking of you. Oh my God. Where is it? I think it's in the house here somewhere. Yeah,
Right,
it's so
that's
cool.
right.
What does it say
Right.
on the back again?
Madusa in kanji.
Oh, okay. All right. In
Yeah, yeah.
kanji.
But
Okay.
it's like I adapted like a madness and this to make it sound like Madusa. But it's the
Oh,
4 different character like
holy
um
crap.
like yeah like
Like
your
hiragana, katakana, and
other
kanji or something?
yeah kanji.
Oh,
Kind of
kanji.
Your
like a
Okay.
wordplay.
yeah well, to make it sound like Medusa, but it was like your um you know desire, your hope, and this
So just,
kanji to
okay.
make it look like
Combination.
Medusa. Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
God. I saw that and I was just tickled. I'm like, I'm going to wear that. So he's going
All
to
right,
wear that and show Fumi.
that's okay. But it was
No, it was a
you
great
did
jacket.
well though, because um, the initial program was Lioness Asuka and Chigusa Nagayo. You started in the main event when you were brought in as a full time in Japan. They put you back into second match. Then you had to
Yep.
climb up. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They put me, when I first got there, everything was,
Just like
semi-main
it
event,
started
main event, blah, 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 big hype, blah, blah, blah. And then when I moved over there, here
you
you
start
go.
from yeah.
Second match, first, second match,
Just like
third
you have
match.
to start over again. Then
hmm
they put you in the boot camp. Remember in that one island,
On the
and
island, because I said, oh my
the 4
gosh,
week
what are they going
was
to do? Make us run through water, climb a mountain, and carry people on their backs and hit trees? Well, be careful what you ask for, because that's exactly what happened.
yeah. The coach.
I am not kidding.
Yeah, the
Oh my
boot camp.
gosh.
He's Mr. Yamazaki. Actually, he's a famous karate master. You know.
Ah,
Yeah, they put you
well,
through. Yeah, drill.
you know what?
Drill.
I don't have any pictures on that island at all. God, I thought I did, and I thought I had some, and I was
Yeah,
looking for them,
I
but
think photographers just came
he
for one
did.
day. Yeah, but you stayed there the entire week to do that drill over and over. I mean, and all day long. Get up in the morning and do the drill for like 12 hours. And
Dude, it was
one
like Navy
in the
SEALs
island.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So they
So
want
what
to
kind
see
of
if you
exercises did you have to do?
run, push, no weights,
Run,
right? Just
push ups. So, and
push-ups
then
and
we had to
spins,
carry a girl on our back. We had to run across this,
sand,
excuse
right?
me, like this running river. And then we had to go over to this mountain and then carry her up this mountain as far as we could, or by ourselves or whatever. Excuse me. And then, I mean, just crazy stuff like that. And just all different, and pulling and stretching and kendos and you name
Yeah, I
it.
wasn't sure if you'd come back, because that was like a first year. But all the rookie gone through that, and they put you in the rookie group
They're
at the
probably
time.
going to think, this American
Oh
ain't
no,
going to.
they wanted to see what you got. The brothers
I
are
think
like
after
that.
that, they knew, oh, well, hey,
Oh,
she's here to stay.
she could do it. Yeah. And then you started a language school in Japan, and they put you in the language school. So
They did. They put,
did it help?
it did. So I would take my own, my train, and I could get around pretty good myself on the train. I had my little book, and
Yeah.
I wasn't scared either. I felt very comfortable, which is so
Okay.
bizarre in a just a country. I just get on and
What?
don't even know where I'm going. And
Yeah.
so
What's the biggest difference, like a match and content, how to put together a match and how do you go about it? What's the biggest difference, American style and Japanese style?
okay, well, I'll finish my language thing and then I'll answer that. So I'd
Sure.
get on the train and I would just jump in there and do my thing. I wasn't scared at all. And then I would go to my classes, which was really nice because I felt good because it was American people and Japanese people, and I could have a regular, conversation, right? With, have an American language and stuff. And so it did help a little bit, but I needed more and more and more. And then we were on the road a lot and I couldn't go. So it was just, when I had time, then intermittently, that's when I went. And it helped a lot. And then towards the end, though, is when I really started learning to read and then even starting to write the characters and stuff. So it was like, gosh, 5 years, I would have been great. It would have been perfect.
Yeah, but
It was a different time
I
back then
tried
too.
listening
Yeah.
to it. Yeah, and then you talking in Japanese with
I
other
was a
girls.
little bit. I was. It was a different time too, Justin. It was.
You just
Oof.
kind of picked up from them too.
I remember I was sitting in the back seat of the car and Ogawa was driving and there was the 2 Japanese girls on the side of me. And I said, Ogawa-san, ima nanji? Ima nanji this guy. And he's like,
What time
I
is
looked,
it?
I saw him. He looked in the rearview mirror and he goes, huh? And I asked him what time it was. And he's like, Madusa. And I'm like, I'm learning. What time is it, Ogawa?
It's amazing when you try to practice your Japanese. People are really shocked when you try it. So it's hard to practice because then they just speak English to you. They go, "Wow, you speak Japanese." And
Well,
And they start saying, "Ne, ne, 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 ne."
That's
yes.
right.
Hey, nah.
Yeah.
There's some cute little lingo thing, like quick little things that you learn.
Right. So you pick up every day.
Yeah, and as far as the matches and putting them together, I would really listen to the veterans, and
Right.
the new faces would have. I mean, they were quiet and they would listen and they would put them together, and talk and not put them together basically, but at least the finish. The finish was at least 2 minutes long. I mean, it was a huge finish going into this finish. And that just effed me up because I was like, that's a hell of a long finish. Why do we need to know all this crap? Oh my God. And so, because in America, it's kind of like maybe just boom, right? But no, this is like a good 2-3 minute going home finish. And so listening to, Chigusa and Buru Nakano, she was the best to work with. She was very light. She was easy. I know it looked like she killed me, but she didn't hurt me once except one time in WWE, when she was going on the top corner turnbuckle. She does that grilladine where she comes down and she does one leg right across my neck. Well, the boys used to grease up so bad. It was so bad that she didn't know, she wasn't used to it. And she went up to the corner turnbuckle and it was so slippery from Razor Ramon and all of them, the baby, whatever the hell they use. And she slipped and instead of her leg coming down, her ass. Right on the slap, right on my face, and heard my whole skull crack. And then all of a sudden I went to get up and I heard this bunch of water. And my whole side of my face, like a sheath of skin, everything was red and water. And I went to get up and I turned around to do my move to Bull. And she goes, "Oh, Medusa's on." She started screaming because the whole side of my skin and my face was just, and I'm like, and all of a sudden I heard it and I could see it flopping over my eye. And I'm saying, "I'm okay. I remember everything. Let's go. Let's just go home. Go home. Go home. Kayak." And so... Yeah, and so we went right home and everything was fine. I'm sure I had a concussion, but it wasn't her fault. The damn ropes, those damn American men wrestlers back then had to be so oily and it was
those
horrible.
Ropes looked more slick than the ropes today too. Like
yes,
the red, white, and blue
they used
ones,
to,
right?
Yeah, they used to rub that hot stuff. So
icy hot,
hot, and then you would get it in your eyes and it would burn. But it brought the guys' bodies. It made them so red, and it made them like pumped up the blood, and it made them look tanner. More tan. It was just crazy. It was stupid. I hated it.
Wrestling was
it. Oh my God, the guys were just nuts. Anyway, so
did you have an injury from that, from the ass splash, or did you just kind of?
I had a concussion. Yeah, concussion
did
definitely.
Anything break or fracture?
No, but ever since then, I have this little spear thing right here in my head, and it looks like a nail. When I'm in person, you can see it, but there's like a little bone sticking out, and it's been that way ever since.
Oh, a little gift from Bull.
Yeah. But it wasn't her fault.
Intense.
Yeah.
Right.
It wasn't her fault.
It was a house show or on TV?
It was on TV, I believe. Maybe it was a house show. I don't know. But I'll never forget it. When I was positioning myself, waiting for her, here she comes. All of a sudden, oh, Yeah. Out of nowhere, I
Oh.
thought she was going to make it. I'm trying to move, and nope.
Oh,
Way
another
too
thing
quick.
I remember was that when Alundra Blaze and Bo Nakano was doing these title matches in WWE, WWF,
Yeah.
that you had like 1 month period, you had like a 28 single matches in 1 month period against one another.
Every single night. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
pretty
think
much.
we
And
were working sometimes twice a night on a weekend. We would like
and went to Europe and did that too. And yeah,
yes, it was
and
insane.
try to be a little bit try to be different every night, or just exactly the same. You wanted to do.
We tried to be different. It
different,
really.
yeah.
But then, if we were getting tired, or if we felt if we injured ourselves or something happened, we just said keep it simple. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Oh, okay. Yeah,
we would do a shorter match and kind of the same, or we'd try to change the finish because people talk. Because if the town was only 300 miles apart and you kept going, you know what I mean?
Same audience sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Not good.
I mean, you had to
yeah.
start different, and the finish had to be different at least, a little bit.
Right. The reason I'm asking you is that with All Japan Women's, every night's different opponent and different matchup.
Yeah, that's what made it exciting, and it kept you fresh.
Yeah.
It kept you fresh because you had the same opponent. You would become stagnant, right? You just get lazy, lethargic, and da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah,
but when you had all those,
different matches, 6-man with different girls.
Yeah, it was so. I hated those 6. Oh my god, I hated tag mats anyway. I just couldn't.
Really?
Oh, they were the worst. My timing and shit was just. Oh, it was horrible. I just never was good at tags. I wasn't.
Okay. Was it true?
Even though Nishawaki and I won the tag team.
Right. Oh, we did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of those matches, would there be a finish going into it? Because I heard sometimes that Rossi would kind of.
Well, it was manager. If you remember, manager, the Kunimatsu, the manager, they're sitting on the corner, sitting on the table. The coach is a referee, right?
Coachy, yeah.
And if you remember, Kunimatsu, the third brother, manager.
Yeah.
Will come and give you. Sometimes they have 2 finish going in. If he was sitting on the desk and going like this, all right,
yes,
this team win. And this is like when he's holding a cigarette or something, this team win. Going to the match with 2 finish, because they wanted to see who fight harder. Yeah,
they got off on that. They
got off on that.
They did. They got off on that, meaning they were hard hitting chicks and
they wanted to see who fight harder. Yeah.
Yes, I remember. I remember there were signals or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like holding cigarette this hand or holding
the
pen.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah,
it's like a catcher throw the curveball.
Yes.
Yeah, because
exactly like baseball.
They're like old carny family, and they want to see their girls.
Wrestling is carny.
Yeah, but they come from different generations because they used to be fighter, judo against boxer. Those brothers are fighting each other. Work though, I believe, but like in 1950s they're doing it. Anyhow, so 2 years with All Japan Women, and third year going in, you even worked JWP. And then the following year, you came back to New Japan Pro Wrestling G1 Climax as a manager of Ravishing Rick
Rude. Yeah, that was so. So that was kind of the first that, I don't know. Was that the first time there was a woman manager in a men's division?
In New Japan Ring, first time.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if Sherry, I don't know if Sherry or Elizabeth was ever there doing that.
Sherry went to
Elizabeth was never there.
Sherry went to the WWF show.
Wrestling Summit.
Oh, she did?
Wrestling Summit.
So
wrestling show.
They were part of WWF, so it was like WWF's people
the
coming
New Japan never brought female manager, so you were the first.
Oh gosh. So there you go.
Guy's butts.
Huh?
Yeah, guy's butts. Because Masa Saito said, you talk in Japanese, he didn't know about it, right? It's like, remember Masa being the booker for Americans?
Yes.
And then the Ravishing Rick Rude's finished that the Rude Awakening wasn't good for Japanese ring. So Masa had to have him practice the top rope knee drop for the Japanese finish.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because the neck breaker drop, that the Rude Awakening, that's signature move in America, but that's a move in the Japanese match. That's a mid card move. Everybody
Right.
kicks out. Yeah. So Masa wanted to have Riku to fly over from the top rope, the double knee drop to that's your finish in Japan, and he had to practice it.
Holy shit! I didn't know that.
Because you were in the ringside that the G1 Climax final to determine NWA then vacant NWA World Heavyweight title, Ravishing Recruit against Masa Chono.
That was for the NWA?
Yeah, that was NWA World title.
Yes. Okay.
When there was NWA World title and WCW World title, 2 sets of World title.
Correct. Yeah.
They even brought Bill Watts and Dusty Rhodes for that tournament final. Remember? And you were in the ringside with dress.
Yes, the black dress, black and silver.
Yeah. And the silver on top and the black skirt. I mean,
yeah, it's a black dress. Yeah. Right. Black dress, I think, or something.
Your memory.
Yeah. So I didn't know. I'm writing a note here. It was it an NWA title?
Yeah, NWA title final.
Rick against
Masa Chono.
Masa. Oh my god.
Chono. Yeah, Masahiro Chono. Yeah. And that when New Japan.
What year was that, Fumi, about?
91?
91, 92.
92?
Yeah, no, 92 had 91, 92. Yeah.
92, yeah.
Because that's when I was signing my contract, I think, with them.
Tournament final. Yeah, tournament final. Rick Rude against Masa Chono, and you were in the ringside with Rick Rude.
Yep. Oh my gosh, I'll never forget that. And then, you know what? That's a great segue.
Chochu and Masa Saito. Yeah.
That's a great segue going into what's happening today. So now we have, and then All Japan Women's closed. The brothers passed away, and
all of them.
And all of them passed away. And then the company sat in dormant with all the library. Who owned the library for this whole time?
Matsunaga brothers owed a lot of money to a lot of people. Some of these people took video footage as an asset. So all the rights for the years and decades of these, all kinds of footage went to every place.
Oh no!
I mean, 10, 15 different directions.
UWF too, right? Kind of similar situation.
Yeah. So some of them claim to have the rights to certain footage in certain era, and some people want to do the DVD or something, and some people not doing anything about it. And some of the,
it'd be nice to find all of them and get it all together and just. I mean, Rossi
come up with capital to buy all the library. And some of the footage do exist and belong to Channel 8, the Fuji Television. Channel 8. Yeah. But maybe some of the TV people erase wrestling, from their library. Like a 1/8 tape or 3/4 tapes they used to have.
Yes.
Where is it? Nobody can find it.
Oh, that's horrible. That is unfortunate. God, that whole library. That would be like WWE buying...
like AWA.
Buying AWA and then AWA losing all the food. Oh, that's just too much history.
Yeah, well,
I think Samurai TV has quite a bit. They
have
does? Samurai TV. It's like a satellite.
Samurai.
Yeah,
Samurai
they have
TV has some of that
replays.
Yeah. Oh, that would be so good.
The rights goes the copyright to right to produce DVD, right to produce TV show, right to produce this and that. This all varies. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine.
Your footage exists somewhere, though.
My footage exists somewhere. Yes. I do have a bunch of it. Some bands. I do have a lot of good stuff still on VHS and on the big film.
Right. I sent you the talk show pilot that we did.
Yep. I still have that somewhere. Yep.
Has a lot of footage, early footage in there too.
Oh my God. I need to grab all my Japanese stuff and put something together. It'd be so cool. It'd be cool to sit down with you, Fumi, to have fun and just make a little movie out of it.
Produce it as your length documentary or something.
It'd be really cool.
But then again, every place you went, you became champion, AWA champion, All Japan Women, IWA Purple Belt champion, remember? And the WCW. That was
cruiserweight.
Yeah, but WWE, WWF Women's title. So pretty much,
I still have that title.
And the People's Champion title. Yeah.
Yes,
So
and I still
yeah, so
have the People's title, and I still have the
pink belt,
WWF
yeah.
title.
So
Yeah,
that's
it's
trash
a
can?
Pink belt, yeah.
no. It's in the safe with my guns.
Yeah.
No one's
But
gonna
it's
come and
good.
steal it.
Yeah, but now it's like the trying that things trying. Two more things we have to talk about today. We'll get to your book, but
Wait a minute.
now
Okay,
that,
I wanted to go into a segue with so all of this footage.
okay, go ahead.
I'm
go ahead.
wondering why
Yeah.
Rossi, he started Stardom because Rossi
Yeah.
worked with the Montanari. I thought it was a great little transition,
Yeah,
and
but
he started Stardom.
Rossi was never a part owner.
No,
He
I know,
was
but I thought
producer
it was
but
great for a
employee.
transition
Yeah.
for him to start it, and then it became a huge success. I got to go over there and see him, and just rekindle and do some things. It was so amazing. And then I found out, like 2 years later, he sold Stardom to,
Bushi Road.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was
same
like,
company
wow.
that owns New Japan. Yeah.
Yes. So, it's the same company that owned New Japan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And so, but he's still
Stardom
in
is
charge.
Oh, the contents,
He what?
the wrestling contents.
What about it?
What goes on in the wrestling
Yeah,
production?
just the in-ring stuff, maybe not the business side. He's
Oh,
kind of
okay.
sick right now, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's a little he's on the dialysis machine.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
And
so-
also he still goes to all the shows, but
Yeah.
it's a lot easier for him not to own it and pay everybody.
No,
gets
and the
paid.
headache is gone. Yeah, he gets paid.
Yeah,
Smart man.
Still executive producer,
Yep.
So that's
Good.
That's a good
I mean, that's
position.
life. That's all he's done, and that's what he's enjoyed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he doesn't want to. At this point in his life, he doesn't want to do all the extra work anymore. You know what I'm saying?
I don't blame him.
He's not gonna run around and drive everybody over or anything like that. Yeah.
No. Is he our age?
65.
Oh, he's older.
Yeah. he's
Oh, I
older.
didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh my
he's like
God.
65. Yeah.
Oh,
65.
hellfire.
Yeah. So he's like in position where he's enjoying, and
Good.
girls are getting younger and younger, right? And yeah. it's
Wow.
like, I have a hard time memorizing and remembering all the girls' names.
Oh my God. I loved watching the Stardom. Those girls are
Yeah.
fantastic, dude.
Yeah.
And so now I see the women's division with the men, and I feel that like there for a while, I just like Stardom got lost. Like you don't see anything on Twitter anymore. You don't see any of the matches. You don't see the little bites and cuts. And I got so bummed out. I'm like,
yeah, but the Stardom is not women's division of New Japan, though. They're two separate companies.
I understand, but they're owned by the same company. But the Stardom is not getting. It's not out there like it used to be. What I'm saying is, we don't see it over here like we do.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
If they have
On social
play by play and English speaking commentating, that can people will watch it, right, in America.
Yes, they would, and that's what I'm saying. If we could get, I mean, I'm sure they work with, English speaking Americans or anybody English speaking could do that. I mean, that would be great. Because so many people, me working with NWA, I'm a producer for NWA. In fact, I leave tomorrow. My flight leaves at 5:40 a.m. And,
Okay.
and I produce for NWA. And then of course I still work with WWE. I just got back yesterday for Monday Night Raw, whatever.
30th,
And yeah. And I mean, so many people talk about the Japanese women, and you're seeing more and more of it, especially Interact now. We have Asuka, with WWE. We had Io, we had Kadi. And so, but that's it. But I'd love to see more, but having that relationship too, they all from Stardom, guys. And so that's what I mean. There was a huge face of Stardom really starting to get the ground. And now it's like, there's nothing. And I'm like, gosh, what do I got to do? Who do I get a hold over there, Fumi? Let's, I want to get Stardom, going and getting them back over here and, do some stuff. But that's that company, and they work, I don't know what company they work. I think they work with AEW mainly. So I don't know.
I have a
No,
question for you,
you?
Medusa, when you get a chance. It's kind of on topic too, because it's talking
Go ahead.
about. We were talking about kind of the golden age all Japan women, and then talking about today's women's wrestling, and it's changed. I'm talking about like the in ring, how it looks and how it's presented. Do you think that there's a big difference, or has it changed into like what I see is that there's the old school all Japan women's style. Now there's the new style, which seems like it's women doing a men's style of wrestling, whereas all Japan
Today,
women had
their old
specific
style.
style, specific even some moves where you'd only see them in women's wrestling. How do you think that's changed? And do you think it'd be wise to have not just women's matches on a card, but a women's company separate that functions separately from the men's style?
Those are all
What are your
great
thoughts on that?
questions. Okay, great question. So I'll start with this. You know, I go back and forth with people. Women want more TV time. Women want more matches. They want more of a storyline. Number one, women need a better storyline. They need storylines. If you're going to have women on a show, then damn it, let's start, writing these storylines and make them mean something. Have the longevity, not just 2 weeks storyline and then boom, it's gone or something. I do see that shaft sort of still. It needs to be a little bit better. The women, as far as the matches, I think today's style is just about as close when I was wrestling. And I mean that very respectfully. My style of wrestling when I was with All Japan Women's Wrestling is what today is basically. I mean, it's not, I don't, they're not, they're almost hitting as hard and wrestling as hard and sorta, but there's more athleticism today than there was. There's the wrestling is better out of the women. And you've got to pay, kudos to I believe women taking the initiative and wanting to learn and actually getting on the road and going to these different independent schools and learning and training with the guys, expanding their mind, testing the waters, going to different organizations, facing failure, being told no, because the strong ones will weed through all that crap. And those are the ones that are going to become a success. You can't quit. Failure is not failure is not a destination. It's only a blueprint, right? So, and I think failure is amazing because failure should be experienced. Because if this is what you want, then damn it, you're going to find a way to get through that brick wall respectfully. And I don't know lightly. I never have. And I will, you tell me no, okay, I'm going to find out. I'm going to do it, but respectfully, excuse me. But so today's women's wrestling is basically what I say to everyone. It's finally to see my style of wrestling today is because it gradually, every era changes. Now there's been some good women wrestlers intermittently, but we had the Attitude Era where it was just, it wasn't my style, but God bless the women that, yeah, God bless the women that decided to stick with it and went through it. And some of them made millions and not millions, but they made some good money for whatever they decided to pay the girls at that time. But that wasn't my, I was a wrestler, damn it. And I was serious. So, and fast forward is a women's organization. God, I'm going to get kicked in the ass for this one, but this is how I feel. Now, we have an all-women's organization, Stardom. We had an all-woman organization, All Japan Women's Pro Wrestling. But why do they work in Japan and not in the States? Why?
In English-speaking world. Yeah.
Yeah. Why? You've got to, people, you've got to ask yourself.
I believe that, yes, wrestling has no language barrier. You watch the women's wrestlers, Japanese style, you can enjoy it. Really.
Yes.
That can work in the States.
And why doesn't it work in the States? Fumi, let me ask you that.
They haven't tried full scale.
Do you honestly think? Do you honestly think if you had an organization like Stardom, not just let's say it was an American Women's Wrestling Association, right? And it was just all women. Do you think it could sell out a whole arena here in the States?
Not right away, not right now, probably, but this all women organization should be tried.
It should be tried. It should be tried, but
in
I don't
America.
think it would sell out right now.
And the Stardom,
It's a slow process.
with American, Stardom roster with American company, the business side
Yes.
of it in America,
Yes.
that can work.
I would love to merge. I would love to get with a Japanese company and myself or whoever.
And you already have 40 Japanese wrestler roster, all great wrestlers,
Yes,
with
and have that merger.
tool and the organization in America with American company in the stateside doing the
Yes.
business, that
Yes.
can work.
It would
I
work,
think so.
right?
Yeah.
See,
yeah, I think
that's
so.
what I'm
Yeah.
thinking. I think just
Yeah,
having
I
a
think
woman's
that's it.
organization like
Not
you,
the Japanese
no.
women in the part of men's group. They
No.
only have one match. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Did I answer your
liberal as
question,
that.
Justin?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an open-ended kind of, because there are thoughts on it because it's developing every day.
No, that should.
It's cool. Tokyo Joshi
need
Pro is
a
going to run a
plate
show in
That the
April
American
here
side,
in LA.
to prepare
Yeah.
this, business plate, so Stardom or Japanese company can get on that plate. America need, to prepare this business plate,
Yes.
so they
Yes.
can,
Yes.
to get on that. Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be
So
slow, but it could work.
it would be a slow process and it would need to be done right. And
Mhm.
I definitely, that would be my interest.
Oh, yeah.
You know what's
And
funny
also,
is there's a show, the Women of Wrestling. It's more like a glow.
Oh
or
wow. It's more
Yeah,
it's David McLean. I mean, some of the girls
a lot of people try that kind of things. Yeah.
300,000
Remember, like
viewers last
LPWA,
week,
yeah.
though. It's been getting decent television ratings, but I don't think it's from the wrestling crowd. I think it's from people that just
Watch
wanna-
drama. Yeah.
drama or women. Or what,
Yeah.
but it's
'Cause
drawing in other people.
Glow was a TV show last year. No, 2
Yes.
years ago, like a whole
Yes.
one season. Like
Yes.
that's like a drama. Yeah. But they didn't use real wrestlers in there. So
Well, they do in WoW. They do have. I mean, Tessa
Some male
Blanchard was over
wrestlers.
there, and
Oh,
she was
okay.
doing
Oh, yeah.
great. I mean, and then you have AJ What's her AJ Mendez?
Lee?
Or AJ
Or-
Lee Mendez.
Or
AJ
her
Lee.
real, I don't know. Yeah, something. Yeah,
I think
AJ
it's
Lee
Mendez, her
was-
real name. But
Hmm.
yeah, so she's like the spokesperson, the ambassador of the company. But I've watched it and I've seen it, and I'm not there yet. You know what I mean? I think it's a great product. I think if they've got the sponsor and everything to back it up and pay and keep that little television thing going on, and that's their niche, then power to it. Right? At least it ain't the whole glow thing. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
In today's world, because today, I'm going to ask you guys, why do you think women's UFC can sell out and not a women's wrestling organization?
Right.
Because it's hard hitting and it's badass. Right?
Yeah, and then the women's wrestling in America still not selling what people want to see. Yeah. Still this fabulous Muller mentality production, right? In a way.
And somewhat, yeah. I do believe, though, Fum, that it is getting better. They're giving.
Yeah.
It really is. It's getting better. But remember, they're still about the TV production. They're going towards, in the States, it's all about movies in Hollywood now and script and commercials and reality shows. And I mean, it's kind of, that's where it's at. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I watched EO. I watched Howdy Singh I watched when they first came into the company, and then I watched how they changed. I watched how they changed makeup wise, hair wise, how they acted. And
They didn't do it like a WWE makeup.
Yes, the makeup, everything. They became Americanized. I was like, oh boy.
yeah.
That's what I see when I see Kairi Sane. I mean, for better or worse, whatever. But when she came in to compare to how she is now, she's WWE'd up.
Yes.
It's what it is. It's what it is.
Yep. Hey,
Yeah.
I mean, it's great because let me tell you, when I do get there, it's nice to be pampered. It's nice to have a full blown, Fumi, you were there for WrestleMania. You saw their catering room. It was like a damn warehouse full of food. I've never seen so much food in my life.
Yeah.
And I mean, you have a coffee
hotel.
station and you can make 20 different coffees and teas. You had this dessert and that had like 50 pies. And I was like, where's a plastic bag? I just want to fill it up so I can bring it back to my
Just thinking the
hotel
same
room.
thing.
I'd like the old days. I'm going to bring my food home.
Whole banquet of it, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
gotta put that on my
but
bucket list. The WWE backstage catering. I've heard so many
yeah.
stories about
So
it.
much food, yeah.
It's
Dude,
Yeah,
I
quite
even
yeah.
took a
amazing.
video my first time and I was like, I cannot
Yeah,
believe
they got
this. Okay.
hotel restaurant banquet. Yeah.
Oh my
Awesome.
God. Mm.
Which
So
is
much of it.
different
Yeah.
from the other side of wrestling, where it's not as
Yeah.
luxurious or gorgeous.
Right.
It's a
But
little
that's
more.
not your
It's raw,
goal. But
right?
the goal we're talking about was to bring this the
Mm.
entire league of women's company,
Yeah.
40 wrestlers as a roster, then bring it to American market,
Yep.
and you do something about it. Kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
That'll work.
I know Stardom. I mean, I don't know if they're going to tour. They're just going to have one woman's match on there, maybe two, right?
In AEW, well, they could do the whole tour of it, but they need American organization to really organize it within the U.S.
Yeah, visas are difficult to obtain for like 30 people, though. I
Yeah.
think there's a company in I think they're up in San Jose, and they kind of started a Mexican lucha libre talent agency to get.
Oh, yeah.
There's a group visa that you can get. So there are ways that are developing that you can get more people in at once for not some insane price. So
Right.
that's one of those
But
issues too.
The one more thing you should do is that not the live card, but now it's the age era of streaming service. That the pay-per-view from Japan with English commentary on it live. That
Yes.
should work.
Oh, that there. You know what, Fumi? That's where it should start. Maybe that's
sure.
where it should
A
start.
show from
And then,
Tokyo, right from Tokyo, and English commentary live.
Yes.
Streaming.
yeah, that would
Not
I-
1 week,
yeah.
2 weeks later.
No, live.
It's tough.
no
Yeah.
live. It would
Yeah,
be
yeah.
amazing. Now, why wouldn't Fight TV do something like that?
They would.
I guess it
But
depends
right
on
now
how
it's
much the
about-
cut would
New
be
Japan's
between the
already doing
companies and
Pro
Fight.
Wrestling Noah's already doing it. Why not Stardom?
Why not?
New Japan's
start?
doing it with English. Pro Wrestling Noah's doing it with English.
I
Uh-huh.
Some
think
of the-
these companies want people to sign up for their company's streaming service as opposed to Fight. So that's why
it's
there's
more
a little
like
bit
not
of,
a wrestling business, but it's like a
Oh.
streaming
Yeah.
business, and they want you to be a subscriber.
Fight is
Of your wrestling
easier for
package.
people to just you just buy it and that's it, or it's right
You
there.
get on
but,
Fight, you get everything. That's what's so
Right.
convenient about Fight.
but the company would lose.
But
a
they
little
don't have major
revenue.
company in it, though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
So
tricky.
the-
Well,
it's tricky.
Fumi, you and I will have to talk on the back end, and so I can come over there and start comment. You and I would be great together. Absolutely,
To do what?
commentating. On
Commentating?
commentating,
But
yeah.
we need play-by-play.
Yes.
Commentating and play-by-play, two different animals. We need dorky-looking announcer doing play-by-play.
Justin, are you
dorky
dorky? Oh,
Of course.
I don't
Look at
know.
this. We're
Yeah, but
talking about
anyways,
women's wrestling from
The
Japan.
main topic of today was that we were going to talk about the woman who became the Madusa
Okay,
story. It's
Let's
coming up
go.
next month, right?
Okay, so the woman who would be
Pre-order
king.
now.
Yeah, so the
King,
woman who would
yeah.
be king is the title of the book.
Yeah,
It
but
is
it's
with
the story.
ECW Press out of Canada, and Paul Heyman wrote the foreword. Now, Paul Heyman has been a friend of mine for over 30 years, and if it wasn't for Paul, it probably wouldn't be sitting here. Basically, since the WCW push, really. He really believed in me. He put me in so many segments and so many things that he could. He gave me TV, he gave me ring time, and I've just, how do you repay that, right? So him and I are tight. We talk, and he's an amazing, amazing talent himself. So that being
creative,
said,
too.
oh my God, so creative.
So
And so
creative,
that
yeah.
being said, I could not think of a title for my book. I had like 3 different titles to choose from, and
he
I
came
kept
up
going.
with it.
Hold on.
Ah.
I had 3 titles for my book and I don't know what to do. And I'm like, I don't know. So when I spoke to him, I said, you're cool to do the foreword, right? And he said, absolutely. I'll have it, to you next week, whatever. And I said, God, I just don't have a title yet. He said, The Woman Who Would Be King. I said, what? He goes, that's your title. The Woman Who Would Be King. I said, just like that? He goes, Deuce, think about it. Think about the name. Think about this title. I went, oh my God, yes. So he came up with the
Woman will be
title,
king.
just like that.
That's good. Yeah.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes. And there's much that goes with that. And it's, transitioning into, we have women becoming this and that, and the woman is the man, and been a queen of carnage for the last 20 years, and the woman who would be king of my castle and my
Woman will be
world.
king.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now I am the king. Now there's a huge movie that just came out called The Woman King. So I didn't know that was coming out, and how perfect
Very
timing.
relevant. Yeah.
Yes, it makes
Thank you,
sense.
Paul Heyman.
Yeah, thank you, Paul Heyman.
Sometimes I believe, Paul has this inspiration,
Innate, just
yeah,
knowing, like this, he knows, he has this feeling, this, just intuition of things, and he just knows.
That's it.
Yeah, very much so. And so the book is over 300 pages. Lord have mercy. But how do you get, 20 years of wrestling, 20 years of monster trucks all in one book? You don't. The book isn't really a wrestling book. It's a book about my life. It's about wrestling. It's about monster trucks, about, me, adversities, things I went through. And it's a beautiful story. It was so eloquently put. And it is exactly like I am like ADHD, so I'm all over the place. So this book starts in one place and then goes to chapter C, and then C goes back to chapter A, and then goes back to D, and then D goes back to B. And you know what I'm seeing? Each chapter brings you back, and it keeps you so enthralled that the publishing company digitally gave out the book to 200 readers that they hire, like people that don't know wrestling, that don't know monster trucks, don't know who I am, whatever. Reviews, Fumi, that are coming back, I got 4.5 stars, 5 stars, 4 stars. That's incredible. I'm happy with that. And but a lot of people are like, this is not a wrestling book. This is amazing. And so they were so enthralled by it. But he said, I can see where wrestling fans might read it and go, where's all this deep stories and the nasty stuff? I'm sorry. I'm not here to throw anybody under the bus, man. That's not what it's about. 5 seconds of pleasure, and then what? I have to hire a Twitter army to defend me because I put someone under the bus? That's right. About what would happen, right? So that, no, not at all. Fumi, he helped as well. I handpicked people for the editor and to call and talk to and whatnot. And so these people were very pivotal people in my life, and they spoke to Fumi. And so these people meant a lot. So the reason why I had them speak to these people is because everything that I spoke about, I wanted fact checked. And I know that sounds weird because I should know what went on, but you forget after a while, right? So if I say it happened here, here, there. But again, us three, if we were to see a cow walk across the screen, we're going to see it 3 different ways. So my life is my life, how I saw it. And when I was Fumi, we experienced our time together and wrestling and going out and doing things. But I see it one way, he saw it another. And, Justin, if we were to have a cup of coffee, I would see it one way, you would see it another. So that's why it was really important to me that they spoke to different people intermittently, because I want them to get the facts that at least the stories were true and right around the date and time, like Fumi said. That to me meant everything. And so I just, in today's world with everybody, fact checking and, calling you out, I'm like, I don't want to deal with that crap, I'm very excited. And of course, I'm scared. I'm nervous. I'm putting my life out there for the first time. If you go back all the way back from Japan, all of my interviews are basically the same up until this day. I've said the same interviews, changed words to make them more exciting, but I didn't let everything out my whole life. It's pretty amazing. And I've kept it very close to my chest. There's a lot of things that I'll take to my grave with me. There's a lot of things are nobody's business. There's a lot of things I will not experience or tell people. It's just none of your business. You know what I mean? And so I think that's the problem with today's world, is that everyone feels like they got to tell everything about themselves. No, you don't. Don't.
So,
I would think of privacy differently.
Yeah,
It's,
privacy. What happened to privacy? And I'm
I don't
very,
know.
you know, I'm just old school. And but tell me, I mean, I do let my hair down though in a lot of chapters. Trust me, it's a lot of fun. There's moments that will make you laugh and cry, piss you off. You'll be happy again, and then most of all, you're going to be motivated. You're going to be motivated and just like, wow. And so someone asked me, Fumi, at the beginning, you asked, why did I write this book? So to wrap this up is the reason why I finally wrote this book. And after about 40 years, I mean, it was timing. During the pandemic, I was, you know, I got onto Twitch and I started gaming and I figured out how to put a tower together in computers. Who does that? I did. I figured it out. But then ECW Press said, hey, we're interested in writing a book. And I said, well, what book? What are you doing? Like I did. Oh, a biography. Okay. And so I was like, oh my gosh. So for a year and a half, we were writing this book. But for almost 30 years, I've been writing this book. I've been writing things down. I've been keeping little notes. I had my little daily planner. I got all the dates and times. All the way back to 1988, I had this book called The Franklin. And I had I'd write down my matches and the dates and all of that stuff in there, who I wrestled and independence and everything. A lot of that stuff is not in the book as far as intricate. That's probably going to be in book number 2 or 3 because there's so much out there that I could write stories about. Like the chapter alone for Japan could be a book. There's just too much. You know what I mean? And then, you know, this about WWE, there could be a book, or, you know, WCW could be a book. It's just, there's so much. So I tap into everything, but some of it doesn't get deep in there. And it's just, it makes you want more. So I'm very excited. I'm blessed. I'm just glad I've had Fumi. If I'm telling you, Fumi was a lifesaver. Fumi was the conduit to many people in the States and around the world that actually came to Japan. And he's the one that basically made the shit happen. And he was very comforting. He was a friend. He was always there. You know, if you needed something, and he was just one of those guys that you could rely on, and he made it easy. I mean, wrestling wasn't easy over there, trust me, but I mean, at least the living part, you know, it was like, oh gosh, there's a human that gets it, you know.
Yeah, you need to point out when you lived in Tokyo, there was no cell phone.
Meguroku.
Yeah. Before cell phone era, before the internet era, no emails, no texting.
That's
left
right.
10-minute message on my
Yeah,
answering
I was
machine.
alluding to that earlier when you were over in Japan, Madusa. This was also
No cell phone,
2022,
yeah.
2023.
No internet.
You walk around Tokyo today, it's very
No
English
phone.
friendly.
Yeah.
Back then there was a payphone.
Yeah,
You
we
gotta
had
get the
little
card.
cards.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
had
the
our
telephone
payphone
card.
cards.
Limited, like 10 minutes.
Everybody had an answering machine, so you can leave message, you know.
And I would
But
call
it-
Fumi and I would leave him like 15, 20-minute messages on his fucking his answering machine. I can't do
That's
it.
what it
Blah,
was
blah,
like.
blah, blah.
It
Hey, that was my release. That was my vent.
no,
you
no
know?
Twitter. There's no, you know, you can't take pictures
No.
with your phone. You got to get the
No, none of
disposable
that.
or
We
get
didn't
your
have
own.
cell phone.
We didn't
until
have cell
90
phones back
something.
then.
Yeah.
No, cell
really?
phones didn't come until like 92,
93?
93. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
not everybody had a cell phone.
Not
until,
everybody had it.
Like
And
2000s.
internet, I didn't have it till like 98, 99.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not till
everything was-
later.
Yeah. So
My
let
very
alone
first
social
phone-
media.
My very first phone was the big clunky one, and I was in
I love
Oh, the
WCW.
walkie.
It
Yeah.
was so good. Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of like what
Yeah.
Paul Heyman had.
Yeah.
Right, like a gimmick, yeah, Paulie Dangerously
brick.
gimmick.
Yes.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
So that was then. Yeah, and then I didn't think it was all that bad not having internet or the cell phone or texting each other or social
We figured it
media.
out.
Yeah. Oh, I'll meet you right in front of Hard Rock Cafe.
Yeah. That was it.
Or at the airport.
Yeah,
Just
I'll
cross
see
your
you there.
fingers and hope they come. Yeah.
right in front of Tower Record. Okay,
Yes.
something like that. Yeah. Remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would love, you know what? That'd be a great reality show, or not just reality, but show to drop
really
somebody on an island back in the 80s with nothing and have them try to communicate and live and without emails and things.
Drop them on that island you
It
went to
really
for training.
wasn't all that bad, really. I mean,
It
if
wasn't.
you don't have it, you don't even think about it. It's like that's the way it is. I'll
No
meet you right in
Uber,
front of some-
nothing
Oh,
delivered.
no Uber, nothing. I'll just meet you in front of some subway station. That's it.
Yes. And then
you're
if you
late,
got
I'll
lost,
wait
you were
15 minutes, 20 minutes for you.
Yep. Oh, and let me tell you, if you weren't there in 15, 20 minutes, you were screwed. That was it.
Something happened.
Yeah.
Might be in danger.
You guys, oh my gosh. Yeah, there's so many great memories, but there's a lot in the book, and the pre-orders are great.
Yeah.
The book is
It's
not
coming
even
out now.
out yet. It's still in pre-order,
Okay.
and it's already
Okay.
up on the It's like top 40 book already.
Amazon chart. That's good. That's good.
Yes.
I
When
don't
does
have
the
a
book
copy
drop?
yet. I don't have a copy
The book the book comes out. It's supposed to be out the middle of March. It sounds like it's gonna be a little bit sooner, so that's good. That way everyone can get their books before they come out to WrestleCon for WrestleMania, which I will be signing at WrestleCon on
Nice.
Friday and Saturday from 9 to 2. And then I just did a movie called Champion. That was great. I auditioned for it. I got it. I was a mom to this little girl that was a fighter, and she's a UFC fighter. And oh my God, it was so great. I just fit right in. It was just a great atmosphere.
Yo,
So we're
mother?
gonna premiere the movie WrestleCon on Friday between 3 and 8. And so I'll be there for that. So signing all day and then premiere for the movie. So anybody that has a ticket to get into WrestleCon will be able to see this Friday night.
Sweet. It's gonna be in
Yeah.
Los Angeles, yeah.
Yep, in Los Angeles.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, I'll be there.
Oh, you
See
will be
the
there?
movie.
Make sure.
Well,
yeah, you got to
Well,
come.
now I'm gonna be.
Oh, Fumi,
just
are you
sold
coming
me
in?
on it.
I don't know yet. I don't.
You don't know yet?
Oh, surprise
I don't know
run in.
Surprise run in. Hey, I know. You and I will talk and we'll try to get some business going. That's what I'm all ready. Let's do it.
Really? Okay.
Yes. The
Yeah.
commentating, play by play, whatever.
Commentating better. This is a play-by-play for dorky announcer. I told you.
Oh, that's right. That's for Justin. That's right. We're going to give it to Justin. Bring it over to Justin.
No,
He volunteered.
Sports play-by-play. The dorkier, the better. Really.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like classic baseball, the hockey game, or football.
Yeah.
I mean, some real dorky,
Yeah, you gotta have that voice from the 1930s, like that.
Yeah.
Oh, Howard Cosell. Whatever.
And Howard Cosell.
That's an answer.
Oh,
There we go.
Howard
Howard
Cosell.
Cosell
However you
and
did.
Madusa Micelli.
Oh my God, that sounded good. Or what about Jack Tunney too? He had a way, and then there was
Jeff Dunny.
I don't
Oh my God.
remember.
Oh,
it was
that's
Months.
this is so. You gotta sound so cliche, Yeah.
and then there was who
Announce-
was that other one?
announcer's good though.
Yeah,
Well,
there was
actually,
well, anyway,
Gordon
a lot of
Soley
great.
with the supplé.
Yeah.
That's it, solely. Yep. Gosh, guys, I don't. Thank
right.
you, thank you for
So
Yeah,
this.
it's
mid-March,
been
the
real
book's
good.
coming out.
Yeah, mid March.
I'm gonna
And
pre-order
then
my copy.
oh
I'm writing it down
yay!
now.
Put it up,
sold me
guys.
that.
The woman
It
who would be
sounds
king on the Amazon link. Put it down below when you guys do
For
your
sure.
gimmick.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
Fumi,
it.
yes, you will get a free copy signed and delivered from me because
I wrote blurb on the back of the book.
what?
I wrote the blurb. I wrote
One
it
of the
for
blurbs, yeah.
Yeah,
Not one of the blurbs. I don't
Yeah,
think yours is on the back of the book. They're gonna put it
Back of
on
the book.
another thing. Yeah, I don't know. There's they got 20 blurbs, and then somebody from ECW Press, they just randomly picked all the blurbs. That's it. So until we see the whole cover, the blurb is a mysterious one.
Okay.
But he did give a
Very
blurb.
good. Yeah.
Well, that's
But
so-
thank you very much. It's
Yeah,
been
thank you
real
so
Thank you.
fun.
much. This was fun.
And
Thank you,
we'll
guys.
Put this up on YouTube and this Fight Media. You call it Fight Media
Fight Game
Network.
Media website and
Well,
podcast.
yeah,
It'll be
all these
audio
things, yeah.
version. And
Okay.
in mid-March, your book will be out. In April, WrestleCon debut, the Champion movie that you can see if you go to WrestleCon. Lots of
Yep.
exciting stuff. And you can watch Raw from this week, and you can see Madusa, Alundra Blaze, hanging out
Yes.
with the DDP and such.
Oh yeah. And I will be doing my first virtual book signing April 13th in Charlotte.
Cool.
So
April
yeah.
13th.
So my first signing of the book will be at WrestleCon, and then I'll be doing a lot of signings in between. But my first virtual signing, we'll have 500 books there, and then people, they come virtual, them be signing away.
Cool.
So that'll be really cool too. Yeah, it is.
Very good.
Instead of traveling everywhere, you sit down in one virtual place and go.
Yeah.
Really. All right. Fumi, Justin was great.
Much.
And Jeremy behind the scenes, brother. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy.
All right.
So,
all right, guys.
Until next time, Fumi, take it away.
So long from Tokyo.
So long from Florida. See you guys.